everybody. Good Tuesday evening to you. How are you? It is good to see you. It is good to be seen by you. And I hope you're all reading me loud and clear. Welcome to the show. This is just a little thing I do 5 nights a week, keeping the flag of classic tabletop RPGs flying. And who am I? Who am I indeed? I am Bill Sylvie, a.k.a. the Dungeon Delver, the one, the only, and I hope you're having a positively positive evening. So, good to see you all, and I'm glad you're here. I didn't realize a sweater was behind me. Pardon me a moment. Let me put this in my wardrobe. All right. But anyway, I wish I could say that there's no news and no news is good news regarding, the thing that's happening all over our hobby. It's just all over our hobby right now. Greetings, Gen Geek. Oh, you like the OCE? I picked that up for the princely sum of $80 back in 2005, I think. They're a little more expensive now, you might have noted, but fortunately, at least for the moment, you can still get them. I recommend any means to acquire one and print out for yourself. But anyhow, getting back to what I was saying, yeah, no news is suspicious news, and of course I don't think anything's going to happen regarding it. Yes, Dano, $80. But anyway, so I have nothing good and wonderful to tell you about that. However, we're going to have fun anyway tonight. We're not going to let them rain on our parade. We are going to have fun. We're going to take a look at some more Murphy's Rules. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to play some first edition AD&D for you guys live. And guess what? It's the return of minis and terrain. Not a huge amount. I'm not about to whip the camera around and show you like a football field's worth of Dwarven Forge in multiple layers and a bunch of hand-painted minis. But I hope you'll appreciate that I'm at least making the effort. By the way, I think I was remiss, and I don't remember if I mentioned this last night. And if I did, I'm sorry. I'm kind of having a senior moment, if you will. But Adam Rich, who voiced Presto, the wizard in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, of course, he played Nicholas, I think was his character on 8 is Enough, and a number of other roles. He passed away recently. He's 60, so he's 55, I think. And we mourn the passing of any human being, of course. I don't care who you are, what creed you are, what you did, what you do. But generally speaking, that's a sad affair. A year younger than you, Bob. He is a couple of years older than me. Anyway, so that sad bit of news aside, we continue. We move on because we must. So let's take a gander at Murphy's Rules, and let's laugh a little bit. Now, if you don't know what this is, if you're like, what are Murphy's Rules? I've heard of Murphy's Law that, if anything can go wrong, it will, or, if you order one of something, you'll need two, or if you order two, you won't need any, all those sorts of things. Back in the day, Steve Jackson Games had a magazine called Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer. Now it's called something else, but they do have an in-house pub again, I think. And there's another company that I actually worked for. This is a completely different story. That publishes a game called that publishes a magazine called Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer. But anyway, I'm getting far afield. It was very like the Dragon, but it was also it also had some deeper pieces than the Dragon, really. But the thing that was really fun were the Murphy's Rules, where they would spoof, parody, send up, point out, jeer at rules that could be exploited or were a little bit silly, a little bit nonsensical when you really think about it in different role-playing and wargaming systems, including their own. It is Space Gamer, Fantasy Gamer. Okay, so they got it back. And they had various cartoonists go through, and so we're going to take a look at some of the little cartoons tonight, and it's very Mad Magazine-esque. Somebody compared it to Gary Larson's The Far Side, and so we're gonna hop into this. And I guess they were short on material for this next run for a little while, because there's these are not so much rule issues as they are just little comedic spoofs. They kind of sort of work, but not really. So let's take a look. This is Games That Should Never Be Played. Strip Berserker, with a buxom young lass obviously winning. Bar Trek, Jim Beam Up, Scotchy. Bug-Eyed Bunnies, they want our women. I don't get that one. I don't know if that's a Bunnies and Burrows reference, like crossover with Gamble World. The name, at least, of this one is funny. Illuminopoly. All right, the Bavarians will try to destroy Boardwalk with the help of Marvin Gardens, and then they've got, a pyramid there, and, so on and et cetera. So it's not... Oh, you have my deepest condolences, Dungeon Minister. And then they stuck with a formula. I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not you think it's winning. Solitaire Thieves World. The cartoon for this, whether you think the joke itself is funny or not, I love. That's chaotic neutral thief going on there. Christians and Kitties, I guess, everybody was doing the alliterative game names back in the day. Ogre Dungeons and Dragons crossover. Well, so much for the fireball. And we got a 128 level wizard here, and there is dominating the entire background, the tank tread of an ogre with a little tiny scorch mark on it. Now, this one is just hilarious. If you're a Call of Cthulhu fan, I don't care. This is great. The fungi from Candyland, and you can see the great old one Stenical about to snatch up that poor little cherubic child there. But then we get back to Murphy's Rules. Now, this one was on the cover, of course. In Hero Games Champions, an ordinary baby can throw a football 80 meters. It takes concentration. In Guadalcanal Campaign by Strategic Simulations, that's SSI, who, of course, lasted many years into the 90s and then went down. In Guadalcanal Campaign by Strategic Simulations, an airplane looking for submarines will ignore every carrier fleet it encounters. And you have the hapless recon plane flying right between the Shokaku and the Zukaku. Seatbelt? What seatbelt? In Avalon Hill Speed Circuit, a car which rear-ends another may spin out and crash, but the rammed vehicle is unaffected. And this is true. I looked this up. This is absolutely true. But they make a keen sound. In Star Trek, the role-playing game from FASA, phaser rifles can't fire as far as a bow and arrow. So what else do we got? That's from Space Gamer 70 back in 1984. That's almost 40 years ago, guys. for those of you keeping score at home. And they switch cartoonists after that issue. I'm late for a very important date. In Marvel Superheroes, a hero gains more experience points by showing up at a charity function on time than he loses by not stopping on the way to halt a bank robbery. Maybe they just think fast. Although every character in Blades, Mercenaries, Spies, and Private Eyes has a speed attribute, there are no rules for movement. I feel you, Light Main, and it absolutely does. Sauna and wet bar optional. In Car Wars, Steve Jackson Games, motorcycles are 7.5 feet wide. Okay, so 2 motorcycles can fit in a hex, and a hex is 15 feet across in Car Wars. So that's where they're getting that from. You know, Mo, Larry, and Curly, somebody reading a newspaper, the motorbike's driver, and then another plug ugly sitting there. It's been a tough day. An ordinary person in Palladium's Heroes Unlimited can fully recover from being shot, hit by a car, falling off a building, and having a 100-pound rock dropped on him from 120 feet, even if it all happens in one day. Nice work if you can get it. In Super Squadron Adventure Simulations, when rolling on the job position table, your superhero character may end up as God. And also, a superhero who gets the occupation God then rolls for average pay, with the Almighty clocking in. You'll have to tell us about that one, Dungeon Minister, how that works. They don't make pedestrian. I love this cartoon. It's awful. They don't make pedestrians like they used to. In Steve Jackson Games' Car Wars, 2 pedestrians who run into each other at full tilt stand an even chance of dying from the impact. And you can't see it. Unfortunately, it's not a great scan, but it shows up very nicely in the print version. Instead of a walk, don't walk sign, the sign here sticking up says kill, don't kill. The cars are getting better, though. In Blades, Mercenaries, Spies, and Private Eyes, a family car going 100 miles an hour can ram a tank, demolish it, and half the time will remain drivable. Built Ford tough. His top is made out of rubber. His bottom is made out of springs. In AD&D from TSR, the average 13th level fighter can survive a fall from any height. That's because you stop adding D6s for damage after a point, and therefore a 13th level fighter will have more hit points than it's possible to roll D6s of damage. What is behind me is not important. Vehicles in Pacesetter's Time Master can never back up. But he drowns heroically in Justice Incorporated from Hero Games. A heroic crime fighter will drown after about 6 minutes underwater, but a scrawny weakling can last 9.5. Kaboom! You get a heck of a sunburn, though. When a large nuclear bomb explodes in Villains and Vigilantes, FGU, it might do only 4 points of damage, less than a punch in the nose. Who needs superheroes? In Champions from Hero Games, an ordinary person can destroy a car with his bare feet in 30 seconds. Howdy, Longshot. Good to see you. Tucker Todd, how are you? No propeller, otherwise the same. In Time Master from Pacesetter, knowing how to fly a World War I biplane allows you to fly modern jets, helicopters, and futuristic spacecraft as well. I think there's something to be said for if you're going to have vehicle piloting skill rules, you should probably have it by vehicle type. Watch out for those floor polishers. In Star Frontiers from TSR, obviously, a robot floor polisher has a 40% chance to hit with a weapon. This is a perfect job for Grandma Moses. In Marvel Superheroes from TSR, a hero runs at a top speed of 1.2 miles per hour. I can't help but think that that's some kind of typo. And this one we'll just get in lots of trouble for, so I'm going to try and dance around it. On the basis of 3 cardboard figures in its second Indiana Jones module, TSR has trademarked the term, that one, for the German National Socialist Workers' Party in the 1930s. So the story behind this one is that when Lucasfilm was sending stuff back to TSR that they had approved, they were sticking trademark on things like Indiana Jones, Sala, and so on and etc. And they just got overzealous and just kept stamping TM on everything until they got to like the 3 German soldiers and trademarked that. So the joke became TSR has tried to copyright the term Yahtzee. Yes, they've tried to copyright the term Yahtzee, which fit very much into TSR's modus operandi. You can almost see his feet move in Undead from SJ Games. It takes at least an hour to go anywhere, even next door. We've got him, Hardy. The sun will be up in an hour. He'll never reach his coffin in time. In Aftermath from FGU, a 1-ton charge of high explosive will kill nearly every living thing in 300 square kilometers. Good Lord, guys at FGU, what were you thinking? In Chaosium's Ringworld Companion, which, by the way, if you lay your hands on a copy of the Ringworld role-playing game from Chaosium, put it in a vault next to your Wood Grain AD&D set and your D20 Dune RPG set, because that's... An alien weapon called the Nax gun can be traverse fired across an area, dividing its damage amongst all targets. Unfortunately, the rule is worded so that any group of 11 or more targets is invulnerable to harm. And we have making for low insurance rates in TSR's Adventure of Indiana Jones. Any character can be hit with machine gun or rifle fire up to 23 times before falling unconscious. If first aid is applied, the character can recover completely in 2 hours. TSR's Central Command includes a rule that units must pay additional movement points to enter enemy-controlled hexes unless the unit has a red band. No unit in the game has a red band, unless perchance the rule refused to a Soviet drum and bugle corps. I always loved this one about space opera here. In FGU's space opera, a character who has died can be injected with TKM, a drug that stops cell decomposition, but the drug reaches the whole body via circulation, a function that stops at the moment of death. Didn't think that one through. Kerbal Schmerzel, Mom and Dad. In RuneQuest 3 from Avalon Hill, 2 people from the same village speaking the same language have a 1 in 3 chance of totally misunderstanding each other. I have this conversation with my children, so I don't think that's unrealistic or Murphy's Rules worthy at all. Sinus trouble. In FGU's adventure King Over the Water, a character must make a sense acuity roll to detect a pile of 16 dead rats. Rejected again, Long John. Maybe you should try our new mouthwash. Heavy-duty rapid fire. In Traveler from GDW, a spaceship's weapons can only fire once every 16 minutes. Most battles last several hours. Back to the turret, boys. We should be about ready for another shot now. I mean, you have to learn trig to fire the dang weapons at each other. Slanted media coverage in the Vietnam RPG Recon from RPG Incorporated. Journalists and TV cameramen can only be found in bars. So that ends the Murphy's Rules sections. And, well, you know, I'll let the publication speak for itself here. Of course, Murphy's wasn't the only strange thing we ever did. A lot of the really weird stuff appeared on the mailer covers, so nobody but the subscribers ever saw them all. Well, here they are. Kung Fu CB Mamas on Wheels versus the Motorcycle Aztec Wrestling Nuns. Back in 1984, one of our distributors, who shall remain mercifully nameless, thought that our game titles were getting a bit bizarre, So he made up a game name, that one, and listed it in his catalog as one of our products. I don't know if he ever got any calls for it or not, but when the word got back to SJ Games, we thought he had a fine idea. So the whole staff got together and made up the errata for that non-existent game and printed it. We followed up the next month with a character record sheet. By the way, if you really want to upset people, make a half dozen photocopies of that character sheet, fill them out any old way, and leave them lying around a game convention, preferably right before the news reporters arrive. Mailer cover cartoons. Some of these, like the one below, were really worth reprinting. Nuclear Winter. Greg Kostikan takes post-Holocaust role-playing to the final extreme. Famous Game Designer School. It seemed like a good idea at the time. 10 characters I wouldn't let in my universe. A collection of abominations from the twisted minds of the space gamer staff. It's not great. Useless tables and gamers glossary. Over the years, we ran a bunch of contests. The ones that drew the best results were those that invited the readers to parody games and gaming. Here are the winners of our two most successful. Wargaming Widows. Martha Ladyman gives us the other side of the story. I'm not touching that article with a 10-foot pole, guys. Sorry. Fun with Cthulhu. I wish I remember who thought this up so I could thank them properly and have them put away. But Kim Strombo's art from Another Dimension is even better in color. That's all the way on the back. And this is the mailer cover cartoon. Oh, what a coincidence. We're Chaotic Evil too. And here's the character sheet in all of its glory. Kung Fu CB Mamas on Wheels versus the Aztec motorcycle Aztec wrestling nuns player character record sheet. And so we have the important stuff. Player, character, character's age, height, weight, gender, eye color, number of toes, religion, politics, if any, driver's license, yes, no. Attributes, strength, dexterity, religious fervor, obnoxiousness, psychosis, type, check one or more, paranoid, schizoid, manic, depressive, homicidal, self-removal, megalomaniac and chaotic, bloodthirstiness, frenzied, uncontrollable raging dementia, or FERD, comeliness, CM, move in phase, and then circle one, and this is kind of useless chart that goes all the way up to of x to the power of 10. Attack, kick, punch, claw, gouge, roundhouse swing, roundhouse kick, three-legged kick, berserker gang, and grenade launcher. And then they have different damage levels. Remember, don't think too hard about these damage levels or any of the numbers. Sacrifices, animal, human, virgin, or non-virgin. Strawberry cream cheese, yes, no. Marshmallow sauce, once, twice, more than twice. Pudding, chocolate, vanilla. Advanced rules, butterscotch. Weapons, none. Pistol, rifle, SMG, holy water, spiked wristband, spiked crucifix, spiked habit, spiked holy water, grenade launcher. Skills, cycling, kung fu, wrestling, Hail Mary, jump starting, piercing scream, grenade launcher, cryptography. I'm sensing a theme. And then we have these charts with boxes that just point to different things, which, you can just have fun with. And of course, we come to errata for Kung Fu CB Mamas on Wheels versus the Motorcycle Aztec Wrestling Nuns. Delete the artwork. The art in the box and title page rule is supposed to have been used in Raid on the Yahtzee Seraglio. Substitute the above artwork instead. Page 1, replace knives and guns with chocolate pudding. Page 1, paragraph 3, paragraph 2, page 5, paragraph 4, page 7, paragraph 1. Replace pink rosebuds with blue daisies. Just this. This is unfortunately is the only art. And it's awesome anyway. Somebody commissioned Clyde Caldwell to give us like a new interpretation of that, please. Page 3, paragraph 5, in the second sentence, please move the phrase beginning with boring and ending with unbelievably dull slice of Americana to after the words Peoria, Illinois. A. Page 12, paragraph 27, insert chocolate pudding after decadent. Page 15, table 3. This table should be labeled flagellation rather than strawberry cream cheese. Page 17, paragraphs 3 through 5. Ignore those rules. They were pasted up by mistake and actually belong in our upcoming release, Dimension Zombies Meet the Yahtzee Hell Creatures. Page 22. The whole page should read, the whole page, this one little paragraph should be in the whole page. The whole page should read, a roundhouse kick to the CB antenna will cause pregnancy in all females within 20 yards. The child will be born in a cab unless someone riding a Honda throws the mother-to-be into a volcano as a sacrifice to the grappling god. This is the kind of stuff I get up to, guys. Reading the stuff that Steve Jackson Games got up to 40 years ago. Page 12, paragraph 4, Boy Scouts are considered innocent bystanders, not obstacles. Page 5, table 7, delete the category unsportsmanlike conduct from the penalty chart. Pages 5 and 6, table 8, add 3 to 1 or better to fortuitous circumstances. Page 2, top line, delete hysterical laughter from the combat results table, replace with chainsaw massacre. Page 14, paragraph 6. Ignore the 3-legged kick option on the martial attacks list. We're saving mutants for the sequel. Page 15, table 5. Under roundhouse swing for the value of golden retriever attacks should be 4 instead of 5. It's important. Page 17, paragraph 5. You may not jumpstart a car using a rosary. Tactical map. Jackson Brown is not a terrain feature. Puce is rough terrain and fuchsia clear, not the other way around. Those being, of course, very close colors. Page 13, paragraph 7. There is no scar generation table. Ignore this rule. Page 17, paragraph 5A. Replace chocolate pudding with marshmallow sauce. Pages 1 through 73. To keep our lawyers happy, insert a TM after every capitalized word. Page 19. Spiked wristbands on the nun's habit do 3 points of damage to comeliness. Page 32. Delete the second Hail Mary division from the opening setup. Historically, they did not appear until the second day. Greetings, Jimmy Invictus. Good to see you. And, of course, this tragic footnote. Tragically, all remaining stocks of the classic Kung Fu CB Mamas on Wheels versus the Motorcycle Aztec Wrestling Nuns were destroyed by fire ants during the Great Austin Flood of 1982, and the game will probably never be reprinted. However, 7 or 8 people might have already purchased copies. Now maybe they'll be able to play. It's just fun. It's just goofy, silly fun. And that is a lot of what we do around these parts. We have goofy, silly fun. Because honestly, guys, if we can't laugh about things, what is the point? I game to have fun. I game to be with my friends. And honestly, that's kind of the way I want to keep it. And speaking of my friends, I'd like to welcome some people on. But they're not all here yet. So we're waiting on a couple of folks to hopefully jump into the stream, and we'll get going here in a little bit. Waiting on Doom Sword, waiting on TK. Oh, TK's there. We're waiting on we're waiting on Baron Von Headbanger and Doom Sword. Laughing at the world is an important skill. You're darn tooting it is. You're darn tooting it is. Hope everybody appreciates the paint job I did on this miniature I've got going here tonight. I spent a while on it. So while we're waiting, I'm going to get my stuff out here. No, not like that. Get your minds out of the gutter, guys. I'm going to get my rule book. Because I can fake it just as well as the next person can when it comes to some rules. But occasionally, I gotta dive in and open a rule book every now and again. Check Discord. One of them can't make it. Now let's see. Who is that? All right, I see Baron Von Headbanger's got a chill tonight. That's okay. Hey, the DM only rolls the dice because he likes the sound it makes. That's what they tell me. So yeah, we're waiting on Doomsword to hop in here in just a minute. While we're waiting, if you're just stopping by for the first time and you're like, "Hey, what is all this? I was sent here from Twitter or what have you," please, if you're so inclined, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon for notifications. It's very helpful when you do that. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Leave a comment below. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down, but also leave a comment below and tell me why, so I can make it better. The math rocks go clack, clack. It's a sound of joy. It sure is. It sure is. Do I have the math rocks? The math rocks are over yonder. So I will pick those up in just a few minutes when we get the studio lights on for the show out there. And don't worry, we've got a pretty good camera angle. Pillar Fields likes it the way it is. Well, I do too. And we're, as I said, we are just waiting on Doomsword to join. And as soon as he does, we'll get going, because Baron Von Headbanger is no here. And we may throw the math rocks, the clicky-clacky math rocks, even if Doomsword cannot make it. Just make sure I'm not missing him in the... Dano's ready to go. Give me a character. Let's go. Anyway, anybody got any questions for me while I wait? Alexander wants me to get him caught up on the campaign so far. Well, Alexander, we have a group of adventurers who are take care of like me. We'll see you. We have a group of adventurers currently at this point. They have heard a rumor that there is some treasure to be found underneath an abandoned building that once belonged to the once belonged to the now very defunct Beggars Guild of Greyhawk. One cold, dark night in the city, because they had transgressed against the established assassins and thieves guilds, they were brought to heel by those very august organizations. The beggar master Theobald and his alleged treasure disappeared, never to be seen again. The few young beggars who managed to escape that night spoke nothing of it. So that is where the party is. They are searching the purported location of the Beggars Guild in the city of Greyhawk. So I just received a message from our absent player. We're going to go ahead and jump straight in because I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer. And I'm pretty sure I know what their characters would be doing. So without further ado, I'll don my headphones. And let us welcome Mark, playing our redoubtable magic user Abner. How are you this evening, Mark?
Hello.
Greetings. And of course, not to be denied, TK as Sir Outlier. Greetings.
Hi-yo.
So welcome one and all, and it's good to see you here. Hopefully Doomsword will be joining us. Life can happen. Life can happen, and we here at the Delver's Dungeon completely understand that. I'm not going to keep you guys who've been waiting patiently waiting any longer. We're going to jump straight into the action, and I will bring everyone up to speed. Let me just get the studio lights set. See, I can't have the lights on the table on because they would wash me out too bad. I would appear even paler and pastier. A terrifying thought for everyone involved.
And that's why I use yellow lighting.
There you go. Natural, good daylight lighting. But I got my diffusers are good. It's just the harsh lights on the table are not. That is what would wash me out. So bear with me just a moment, guys, whilst I step around the table there. Talk amongst yourselves. Have an hors d'oeuvre. They're fresh.
Just a heads up, I am on vacation, so that's why my camera is off for today.
I understand. Happy vacation. Are you staycationing or are you on the road?
No, I'm in Virginia Beach. So I don't know if my bandwidth can support this. So that's why. So if I do cut out, that's why.
I completely understand, and we'll hope for the best there. One moment, please, whilst I step around and do that thing with the lights.
So how are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing okay. A little tired. Abner might cast sleep on himself.
Oh God. You gonna cast sleep on my dog again? It'll be good.
Probably. If we make it out of here, we'll figure something out.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. We just have to find a way down to get this treasure.
Yeah. I really think Turgo needs to search the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
As well as, did he do a thorough? I don't think he did a thorough search of the washroom either.
No. We also didn't find a back door, and this building has a back door.
Does it?
I think when my familiar reconnoitered, they found a back door, I believe.
He mentioned a stinky alley.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah, we have to go to the stinky alley. I bet you there's maybe a manhole cover.
Okay, so gentlefolk and audience. Here is Abner. Here is Outlier. There's Turgo. Here is your Paladin Cork. And all the way over here is your fighting man Darawesh. Pouring out of the fireplace, hot on the heels of your thief, is a mass of large spiders.
Is that more Dwarven Forge?
That is Dwarven Forge. Yes, it is.
I've never seen that before. That's awesome.
This is their this is amongst the last of the resin sets that they did. These are these particular ones are
they're Tudor style, and
medieval building set. That's it. The medieval building set.
The joiners are a little close together, but not bad. Sorry.
Stefan has probably seen those buildings before. That's one of the lovely things about Dwarven Forge is he takes so many of his ideas from actual extant architecture. But we have no time for such tourism. So, spiders pouring out of the fireplace.
Yep.
And let me acquire some math rocks. Where is my bag of math rocks?
Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah, declarations first. Turgo jumps back, drawing his sword and saying, look out.
Perfect impression of Turgo.
Yeah, thank you. Mark, what is Abner doing?
Also jumping back slightly and casting sleep on those spiders.
All right. TK, how about Outlier?
I'm going to scream "Dead baby" auf Deutsch. I mean Korvish, and wade in with my sword.
Okay. Well, both Darawesh and Cork will draw weapons and prepare. Let's go ahead and do an initiative roll. And Mark, we'll start with you, please.
3.
You rolled a 3. Okay. Getting math rocks, pardon me.
No.
Well, the spiders have tied you for initiative, and they spend their initiative scuttling forward.
My dog can bite.
Your dog can bite. Hey, there's our paladin Cork. Welcome. Didn't think you could make it, my friend. Good to see you.
We heard that we had spiders and they had to be squished.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He just said he will be in a little bit, so we will add him back as soon as he comes back. Thank you very much, Bill Allen. I do too, and it is very nice terrain from Dwarven Forge. It should be nice for the price. That's not a complaint. You get what you pay for. You absolutely get what you pay for. Okay, so sleep is a 1-segment spell.
Yes.
The spiders spend their time rushing in. So go ahead and roll. Let's see. I know how many hit dice these things have. So
These are sub-hit dice, right?
no, they are not.
Oh.
They're
Yeah.
1 to 2, hopefully, but they could be more.
Well, I don't want to get into the particulars of it. Now, for those of you who are curious about why we're having this impromptu debate about how many hit dice they have, in AD&D, fighters may attack sub-1 hit die creatures at a number equal to their level. That is, if a 5th level fighter runs into 5 goblins, he can attack all 5 goblins in the rounds just because they're puny and weak. On Abner's side of the equation, the number of creatures affected by a sleep spell is incumbent on the numbers of hit points number of hit dice that they have. And these are, I love it. These are large spiders, so, they're small.
They're large for spiders.
Yes. And they are 1+1 hit die.
Okay, so that's a
okay.
2d4. I put 6 of them to sleep.
All right. Sleep!
With a very long monologue about dungeons.
Well, hopefully, let's see. And you said that was 6 of them, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Out of curiosity, I'm going to do some math.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, I need it.
So
I just hit AC -10, and I rolled a 15.
Fantastic.
So we will say that 1, 2, 3, since I'm guessing you didn't try and catch Darwesh in that.
Did not want to.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3 giant spiders are slept, and you guys want to roll for Darwesh, Turgo, and Cork? Feel free.
Sure.
I'll roll for Darwish.
Sure.
Okay.
Turgo hits. Turgo misses.
Darwish miss.
And Cork probably hits. I mean, that's a 14 on die. 2nd level paladin.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
My dog hits AC 5. I hit, as I said, AC, what basically would be -10.
Okay. Now with you obliterate 1.
My minimum damage
everyone else should roll damage.
Okay.
Alexander wants to know if spiders sleep. Someone Google that. I did. They do.
And it's a damn fantasy game. Spiders sleep in this game.
Yes.
And it's magical sleep, so even if they didn't sleep normally, they could.
Yeah.
Right.
My dog does 2 points. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure Turgo, with his sort of frostiness, would probably just obliterate one. But that was 4 plus whatever bonuses he would have.
Okay.
So yeah.
And we just
benefit of the doubt.
Darwish missed. I think
Oh,
he only
Darwish?
gets one attack, so he missed.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, I didn't roll damage for Cork. Assuming he's doing a D8.
With a +3 sword.
+3 sword. Okay, so 5 damage plus his strength. I think given all 3 of them attacking one spider, that spider's dead.
Yes.
I think that's a fair assumption.
He's not wrong. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 6, 7, 8 that are obliterated, and there are exactly what you see out there, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stands of 2, so there's only a couple of giant spiders. I know what they're going to do in the next round. I'm guessing you guys are staying the course.
Wait, you said 5 stands of 2.
That's 10.
Yes, and then you said there's only a couple. Bill, a couple is 2 to 3.
There's 2 spiders left.
Just 2 spiders? Let's get them.
Sure.
Just 2 spiders.
Okay.
All right. So you guys doing the same thing? Again, I know what the spiders are going to do. Let's roll initiative, and it's over to TK.
Sure. That's a 3.
Okay, my spiders go first. Hooray! Super chat me if you want an auto hit from a giant spider.
What level is Turgo? Do we remember what level thief?
5 or 6.
Thanks.
I'm going to use my fancy snow globe die that I got from the folks at Dude Drow. Beautiful guy right there.
3. So, AC 6.
Target rich environment, so I'm going to say 16. What is your armor class? I don't have the party spreadsheet in front of me. What is Outlier's armor class? It's like 0. 0. Okay, that was a good roll. I hate the edge cases. I hate it when I get edge cases, and I'm not 100%. But we're going to see 16 will get you.
If it's 1 plus 1 hit die,
It won't.
it won't.
Not at a 16. It's an 18. Yay, combat calculator.
Woohoo! All right, so that misses, and the other one.
I thought it'd be an 18 for a 3 to 4 hit dice. It'd be a
That's
20 for a 1 to 2.
Miss. That's a solid miss on a 3. So, yeah, the spiders got their innings in. Counterattacks everyone.
Cool. Darwish hit 1.
Okay.
Does AC 6 hit?
That's a good question. Again, we're leaning on those edge cases. Armor class. Yes, it does.
Okay. So then Turgo hit. My dog missed. Turgo does 6 plus whatever bonuses he has, and I obliterate 1.
Okay. All of the giant spiders are dead, and Turgo is cursing and pulling cobwebs off him. Ah, next time, one of you can climb up the chimney. Bah. Well, it weren't for nothing. Because he does reach back up in there after a quick glance to make sure there are no additional spiders.
Rattle his 10-foot pole around.
Exactly. He comes up with some coin.
Comes back with the world's worst cotton candy.
Yeah. It is a small leather belt pouch. He says, either a child or a halfling died up there. Not sure which. Not going to linger on it, but he had this, so it did some good. Let's see. He dumps the bag of coins out in his hand briefly. And it is 5 pieces of platinum. 6 pieces of gold. 2 pieces of electrum. 12 pieces of silver. And 9 pieces of copper. Did you guys get that?
Yes, it did.
Excellent. Well, looks like there's at least one more story to explore.
Well,
I think we should go up and finish exploring this
yeah,
building up,
sure.
and then we'll go in the back, or see if there's something underneath the stairs like we think.
Yeah, because it would make the most sense if he's going to have an escaper down. It should be.
Yeah.
But
So, but let's go upstairs and see if, just so we're not surprised by anything behind us.
absolutely. All right, so up we go. We want Turgo to lead.
And I know he's not here, but that's what he would do.
That is what he would do, and it makes the most sense. I have an int of 9. I know stuff.
I think and I know things. That's what I do. Okay. Going up to the next floor, you take the stairs up. Go to the
Slide
studio.
down to a super happy fun slide of doom.
You take the flight of stairs up, and rather than a door that opens into a room, it's actually a hatch in the roof of the staircase. There are crates in a barrel that are smashed to flinders, but as far as getting up there, it would be someone would have to climb.
Well, Turgo can do it, and I can follow.
All right. Okay. With some difficulty, because the plaster here is still very firm and very smooth, Turgo is able to get his fingernails in and pull himself up. It takes him a few tries, but hanging there and throwing a shoulder against the hatchway, he's able to force it open.
Okie dokie.
Ken Robinson commenting on the acoustics of the giant D20. Yes. So you Turgo kind of cautiously chins himself up, looks around a little bit, says, there's too much light coming from our light sources there, but as far as I can see, there's nothing up here waiting for us. Looks not too dissimilar to where we've been so far.
Well, like typical Turgo, I'm going to light a proverbial fire under his posterior. You're welcome, Bill. And I will bleepity bleep his bleeping bleep up that bleeping staircase now.
Yeah, let's go up into that attic and check it out.
Okay. Well, Turgo pulls himself up and lowers a slender rope down for those of you who don't have climbing ability.
I have a pair of boots, exceptional strength, and lots of determination.
Okay.
All right, so what do we see?
Okay, so this is a large open chamber. It seems like it dominates the entirety of the top floor of the building. There's various bits of well, it's ruined now, but hanging from a post somewhere in the middle of the room is what you surmise is some kind of training dummy. There are low wooden fences here and again. Turgo comments under his breath that this looks more like a thieves' training hall than it does anywhere that the beggars might be. But there's a given what happened to the Beggars Guild, it would follow that they were trying to hedge in on the Thieves Guild. However, the back of the room, it's very near the hatch. There is what appears to be a sectioned off area, like a separate room, and there's a door.
Okie dokie. Have Turgo roll for traps.
All right. The door is slightly ajar, but Turgo is very careful about feeling around, and he the edge of it, and says, "I don't think there's anything here."
Cool. Would you like an open doors roll for me, or can I just push it open?
Go ahead and make a roll.
Sure. Surprisingly, I rolled a 1, so no. Wait, is it? Do I have to roll below, or is it?
Yeah,
above?
you have to roll well below. Yeah.
That's proper.
Okay.
Yeah, so you shoulder it open, and this room is a ruin. You can tell that there was once finery in here, but it is chopped and hacked to pieces. There is the remains of a rather large bed in one corner. Cabinets are broken open. Chests have been torn up. There's a place in the far corner of the room opposite from where you came in where a large heavy rug looks like it's been disturbed. There's smashed bottles. This place wasn't simply robbed. This place was deliberately ransacked after anything of value was taken from here. So what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to inspect?
That carpet. I want to see if there's anything underneath it, like a trap door.
Yep.
In the far corner.
All right, and what about TK?
That's exactly what I was going to do. So do you want me just to slip my bill under it?
Yeah. Let's pull it up.
All right, you move the carpet back. And actually, TK, you miss it, but Abner, you can see because there is an ultra fine thread that has been. You can only surmise it's deliberately sewn to the corner of the carpet, because when Outlier begins to pull back on his pole arm and pull the carpet back, you can see the thread is cutting through the dust on the floor and between two floorboards, and it makes a 90-degree turn. So you actually see part of the outline of what you can surmise as a secret door in the floor.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay.
Probably should have Turgo check that it's not trapped, because that's what a guildmaster would probably do.
All right.
Well, and this has already been ransacked once before, I think, so they would have had to have found it.
Or they didn't when they didn't pull the rug back if it's covered with this much dust. So either way, we should check it out.
Yes.
And be careful about it.
Okay. Turgo works his fingernails under the wooden edge, sort of slides around a little bit, and then stops and pulls his fingers back. He says, right here, there's a thin wire. It's definitely holding back something nasty.
Well, have fun.
All right.
We'll be over here as we all back up.
He takes silver mirror. It's not much bigger than the size of a button, polishes it on the edge of his cloak, and it's fitted on the end of a long metal rod, and he tries to slide it in and sort of peer around. Doesn't have much luck, but he works on it for a while with his tools. And you all hear a faint click. And he nods. That's got it.
I just wanted to state that I tied a drag line to our thief.
Yeah, so we could yank him out of the way.
Not so much. So at least I can recover his body.
Yeah. Outlier, will you do the honors of opening up the door?
If only because he's not here. Otherwise, I'd force him to.
Yeah.
I
know you would. So your turn.
Yeah. I'll pry it open with my bill, so at least I'm 10 feet away, and go from there. That's a 1.
All right. You pull the hatch open. There is a sort of a ratcheting sound and a twang, but nothing. You don't hear any kind of mechanism activating. And Turgo looks and says, "I told you it was safe now."
And you said that before and ended up dead.
Wait, pardon me for a meta comment. Is this the first time Turgo's found a trap when his player is not here?
No. Well, okay, when his player's not here, yeah.
His player's not here.
I'm just trying to figure out if he ever found a trap before.
Yes.
And the only time he has found a trap is when he's not here.
No, he's found a trap before when he was struck with that poison needle.
That's right.
He just failed to disarm it.
Okay. Never mind. I can't make snark against Tombstone.
I mean, you can.
Yeah. It's not as much fun as if I wasn't right about it, though. So going down, is it a ladder? Is it Abner goes and peers down with his torch.
It drops in about 5 feet. It's close enough to the back wall of the building that it could be fairly concealed, but it drops down about 5 feet and goes at an angle towards the stairwell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it like short, so we'd have to crouch down and crawl through it, or is it?
You would have to crouch. You wouldn't have to crawl.
Okay.
TK, you just kind of have to duck your head a little bit.
Yep, I just have to hunch.
Yeah.
It's like Dwarven Mines back home.
So
yeah.
Shall we check it out?
Absolutely. Also, by the way, DMs, if you make your Dwarven Mines more than 5 feet in head height, you're being stupid.
Actually, I will. Abner will send Crow to just scout ahead, maybe 30 some odd feet, just to see what's coming up for us. Does it go over to the stairs and then down more? How does that work?
Crow flies over, and what you get from Crow is that basically there is a stairwell behind the stairwell up. There's a stairwell down.
Perfect.
See?
Okay.
If we had destroyed enough of that stairwell wall, we would have had it.
Yeah. Yes, Outlier. If you had torn the entire building down, we would have found it. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, you are correct.
Flawless
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. Unlike the other floors, though, there are no landings. The stairs just zigzag back and forth well, I mean, I guess technically if you stopped and didn't take the next step down, that would be a landing, but you move your way down the stairs. Curiously, and Turgo, of course, is taking the lead because, he's your thief. All right. Turgo examines the two walls when you come to what you think is the ground. You notice there's three things here. There is a round iron lid, like for a pot, although it's much flatter, in the middle of the floor. It is ajar. You can see an opening. It is very moist and cool here. And Turgo says, there's a secret door here. And I'm no engineer, but I think this would open out into the alley.
Okay.
Abner will take a look to see if he can figure out where the latch or trip is for the secret door, just so we have another exit.
All right. You do some fiddling around and you find the catch. And sure enough, a little bit of fresh air rushes in when you depress it, but you also have the opening that leads down. As far as you can tell, this opens out into the alley, and that goes to places unknown.
Fresh stink.
Perfect, though. When we come back up, if we need to get out, we can just go out the back door.
Exactly.
Excellent. I suggest, though, we go down.
Indeed. By the way, DM, what is the wall structure here? Are we in stone? Are we in packed earth? What is flanking us? Brick?
Floor is stone. Back wall is brick. To the left and the right and behind you are plaster and wood lathe.
Okay. All right. So I'm of little use, though. I can at least check the floor as we go down, and be a backup set of eyes for Turgo.
Okay. Down is an extremely narrow. I'm talking like 6-inch wide iron ladder that goes down this opening.
I think Doomsword's here, and Mark will be back in a sec.
Okay. So what we can do is then we will pause there. Let me check real quick. Until Doomsword is able to hop in.
Okie dokie.
So we're kind of taking a commercial break, folks. For those of you just joining us, first of all, if you like what you see and you like all the accoutrements out there, you like the Dwarven Forge, which I'll throw that back up so you can check that out. If you like seeing that kind of thing, and you want to see more of it, you can always help out by supporting the channel through Subscribestar, through Patreon. You can buy us a coffee, PayPal Direct, just however, if you want to do that, and you don't have to. The best thing you can do is like and subscribe. That is really the most helpful thing that you can do. And I see our resident rogue is stepping in.
Remember to ring that notification bell as well.
That's right. Click that bell for notifications. Thank you, TK, for the reminder. And linked to now, I figured out how to do the permalink thing. So linked in the comments below, or linked in the description below, rather. You can join us on Discord. We have a Discord. We have a lot of fun there. We talk smack. We post memes. We talk about Led Zeppelin and other lesser forms of music. It's a lot of fun. So let me welcome in. We've almost got a full house now. Doomsword Deathmaster. And Mark Abner.
Back.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
So welcome. So at this point, and I don't know if you've been following along Doomsword, but there is, you fought the spiders off. I'll switch back to tabletop so you can see how that looked.
Right.
So you fought the spiders off. A judicious use of the sleep spell meant that there was not too much biting and stinging going on from them. Just you guys squashing them all. You went up one more floor. You found what appeared to be some kind of training room. And there was an office / separate living quarters. That you found a secret door in that led to a secret stairway that you've now followed down, and you think you're at ground level or just slightly below it. Rolling for Turgo, you noticed a secret door that opened out onto the alley, and you didn't have to roll for this. There was an iron lid covering a shaft that leads straight down.
So, Turgo, do you want to leave the call now because you've been more successful, I think, as an NPC than a PC? Have fun.
No,
Love you.
no.
Bye.
He does not.
What's that? Sorry.
TK was just pulling your leg. We were saying
Oh.
how you were more successful at finding traps when you weren't here.
Right. Well, and that's true, and secret doors as well.
Yeah.
The reason I was like, "What's that?" is because for some reason there was a little bit of breakup in my audio, and I don't know if that's on my end or elsewhere, but
I'm
whatever.
on vacation, so it's probably me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been having breakup issues for the last couple of games, and I've rearranged everything, and I think that they're gone, and hopefully they are, because that was the first one I experienced. Yeah, so we're at the bottom of the secret staircase, and there's a steel grate in the floor leading lower.
Yep.
Yes, the secret door that opens out to the alley, and an open manhole, for lack of a better term, that at your feet. It is big enough to allow even a broad-shouldered fellow like Outlier to climb down. However, the ladder is literally only 6 inches wide. It seems very tough, very durable, but it is not very wide at all.
Yay,
Right,
people.
and it's open. The grate manhole is opened already, or we have
The
to.
manhole is partially open, yes.
Okay, so we would just slide it out of the way to slink down into the narrow passageway. Is it dark down there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do you propose? I could go first, but I could nominate one of you to go first as well. Darwish.
Darwish says,
Nah.
I don't have the keen eyes of the elves, my lord.
Fair point. I trained you well. I suppose I shall venture forth.
Okay.
Do we have a rope? I have
already-
one.
I've already tied one to you, but
Okay.
it's in case of death.
Right, but I hope you understand that I'll be tugging on it, and I hope you understand to bring me up if I do. Otherwise, if I survive, I will come after you with the full force of the Assassin's Guild.
Good luck.
I know. All right. Yeah, so I'll make sure that the rope around my waist is secured, assuming that I have enough room to deal with that. I'll keep it in front of me. I'll tug on it if there's a problem, and I'll proceed down the 6-inch wide ladder carefully, hoping to look down to either side and utilizing my infravision to discern what might be beneath me.
Okay. You go down. You're not really sure exactly how far it is. Definitely feels like more than just 10 feet. The very dim light coming through the hatch above you gets dimmer still until you find yourself somewhere, and I will show you where. Just a moment, mon frere.
At least the one good thing about being a dwarf is I'll be able to tell you how far down we are to the foot.
Yep.
Right. I can't believe I was late for the return of Dwarven Forge.
There's plenty more to see. At least I hope. I'm not blind yet. Oh, fully anyway.
So we're going to see how this looks on screen here. Oh, that's not too bad.
Brilliant.
Oh, I like it.
Brilliant.
There you go.
Let me center that a little better, guys.
So I came down into a landing full of green slime.
So I have a question.
And then walked straight into it.
What is it with Bill
Yeah.
and cisterns? Bill and four-way cisterns. This is the second four-way cistern.
He
One of
has
my
one.
favorite
He has one
games
dungeon geomorph that he
What's
uses
its
over and over.
sister? Oh, the crosstalk killed my dad joke.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Oreo the Robloxian. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Okay, so the water here is about chin deep. Directly in front of you is what appears to be a rusted and rather heavily damaged iron strongbox. It looks like it was dropped from a great height, perhaps 25 or 30 feet. Here is a strongbox. You are here. Lying here is a large mass of some kind. It's very dark. It is the same temperature as everything else. It's not moving. It's not suffocating or slurping or anything like that. It looks distressingly a lot like a body, but it's not doing anything.
Okay, so how do I know the water is chin deep? Am I chin deep in it, or
Chin deep.
shin deep? So I'm down in it up to my shins. So I'm actually in the water.
Yes.
Okay, and I assume like my right arm is holding on to the 6-inch ladder or whatever. Like I've just.
Yes. And a giant
Right.
cat is about to attack you.
It's better than a giant child or whatever other
my gosh,
carbon-based life form.
She actually managed to not walk into the camera view there. She heard me say it and said, "Nope, you're not the boss of me, Dad."
Okay, and in these corners of this area, what are those? Is that like algae or something like that, or scum, or is it like something hard that I could stand on, perhaps jump to?
It's probably gravel or something else. Compacted sand or at least firm mud that you could stand
Right.
on.
Remember, don't wish scum on anyone. Where scum are, what are they?
I am.
Gravel left follow.
Yeah. All right. So, All right. Well, I'll take the opportunity to move to the one directly in front of me. Well, first off, I'll take out my collapsible 10-foot pole and prod the water directly in front of the miniature and make sure that there's not any holes, and then move over to that spot. Yes, the one you're pointing.
Okay. Jimmy thought I said chin deep as well. No. I've spent water that deep. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll look upon the lockbox, the strong box.
Right.
And where's that amorphous form, the anomalous body-looking thing that gives off no heat?
It is here.
All right, I'll go ahead and prod that strong box with my pole.
Okay.
Not hard, and to not tip it over, that sort of thing.
All right. Well, it's there's a clanking sound from it as you prod it. Is anybody else coming down now, or what?
Yeah, he hasn't said anything, so I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I think that's the way we would normally handle it.
Yeah,
Typically.
Abner will come down after Outlier. And then Darwash and Cork.
Do you think Abner would pause to wait to hear if there's a scream?
Yeah, he would. He's smart enough.
Um,
He's not enjoying the fact his shoes and robe are getting dirty, though. This had better be worth
Abner
If
needs
I-
like an adventuring jumpsuit.
it. Yes.
If I have a couple of moments while they're descending the ladder, I'd like to prod the ground in front of me to see if it maintains about the same shin deep depth between me and that strong box.
Very well. It seems a tad bit deeper in the middle, but only in the sense that you feel like water dripping from above or running in here periodically may have worn it out. It doesn't get like monumentally deeper. It goes from like shin deep to knee deep in the middle, based on the pole.
One final question: is it a hard bottom?
Yeah, you think there's a couple of inches of muck here and there, but it does seem firm.
All right, I'll wait for the rest of the companions to arrive, and we can discuss this.
Being a thief in the city of Greyhawk, you realize that this is probably part of the sewer system.
Right. Does it have a particular smell?
Yeah, it's foul here.
It's foul. All right.
Foul as it might be because you are closer to the river.
That's what I was wondering. Thank you. All right, boys. As you can see, or as some of you can see, we have a strong box up ahead. It seems like the depth maintains itself at an even level to it. I'm not sure. I can't discern if there are any traps between us and it, but I would assume there are.
Yeah. And there's that lump over there.
Yes, and I don't know what that is. It gives off no heat.
Um,
But it could be an ooze or some other foul dungeon denizen.
Yeah.
Is there any way to grab this strong box and bring it to us? I have a grapple hook and a rope. I've never tried them, but perhaps
Bill.
you have some magic.
I do not have any such magic prepared. I think the grappling hook sounds like a great plan.
If the grapple
can
don't
try.
work, the Bill will.
All right. Well, I'll grab that little grapple hook that I bought a couple sessions ago and try to throw it out and grab onto the strong box and at least bring it a little closer.
Okay. You start to drag the strong box. Your dexterity is such that you are not surprised, nor is any of the rest of the party, when the lump begins to stir and rises to its feet.
Okay. What does it look like? Are we entitled to that, or is
I will try and get this on camera good, but of course you guys know how well I do that. So let me see if I can get this in focus here.
Oh, doesn't he look cute?
Doesn't
Yeah.
he, Bill? He looks like a clay golem, maybe.
So he stands up out of the muck, and just as you can see there, he points a finger at your group, and this sound of liquid and gas bubbling up from somewhere within its bloated, distended body. It says, "Is that you, Alley Cat? Is that you, Alley Cat? You've come for my treasure. It belongs to me. I'll wring your neck, Alley Cat. Come here, let old Theobald wring your neck, boy." Ah! All right. Let's go around the table. TK, what is Outlier doing?
I have sword and sinew and steel, and I will put all to work.
Turgo, or Doomsword, what is Turgo doing?
I respond, I'm your alley cat, and I shoot him with my bow.
All right. Mark, what about Abner?
I will cast web to stick him against the back wall.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, and as you guys were not surprised, so I'm going to give this over to Doomsword because he has just gotten there. Roll initiative.
All right, let's see what we get. 3.
Seems to be our night for
Party's
free.
first web is a 2-segment spell, so your web goes off as this thing begins to shamble forward. However, missile fire goes first. Take your shot, please.
All righty. I hit AC 2.
Okay, your arrow thuds right in, and it releases a wet cough and continues to stagger forward. Abner, your web spell is such that you can get pretty much this area here that I'm defining with the end of the pointer. Okay. He does get a saving throw versus that, though, to determine whether or not he's trapped for rounds or turns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... ding-dang edge cases. Hey, Patton Scarler, thank you for stopping in. Thank you very much. Yep, that's a little dwarven forge, and that is the guy that they're fighting right there. That is actually a 3D printed mini, and I'll tell you a little something about that after a bit. So let's check our edge case. 3D printed and painted by yours truly. Saving throws are after psionics. So let's see. He does not save, and he is now thrashing around and pulling at the webs. And he laughs wetly and says, "You think your spider trick can stop me, boy?" And he looses a string of expletives and invectives that I will not replicate for you because I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. A lot of them involving things that just kind of horrify all of you, and you all seen some pretty horrible stuff. So he is webbed up. The chest is in front of you. Some coin has spilled out of it, but it is lying in very shallow water. And he starts to screech when he sees that. Well, more like gurgle with a high-pitched voice, saying, "That's mine. It doesn't belong to you."
My precious.
Something like that.
Remember,
All right,
fellows,
well-
that if you engage him in hand-to-hand, you will get stuck in the web as well. So
Yeah.
stand back.
Yeah.
Maybe not with a magic weapon, I don't know, but this chest has opened a little bit enough to spill out some coins.
A little. Well, there, as you can see, because let me move Theobald out of the way here.
Oh, he has a name.
As you can see, just in front of him there actually is a pile of coins that has already spilled out.
Oh, okay, right. That's what that was. All right. He appears to be pretty locked up against that wall, huh? Pretty strongly.
Yeah, he's like I said, thrashing and twitching and pulling. It's kind of a nasty, horrible sight to see, but yeah, he's webbed up.
Well, my intent is to perhaps taunt him or not taunt him, depending on my mood, and move closer to Strongbox and check it out.
Yeah, can I just use my attack action since I can't really attack him at this point? Can I just grab the box?
Sure. Turgo's dex is higher than yours, so he's actually able to step to it and look inside as you're like extending your your 8 segment to move pole arm out to the chest.
Oh no, I was just gonna grab it with my hands.
Is it?
Well, still, he's a step ahead of you.
Is it?
Go ahead.
I apologize. Sorry. Does it appear to be the type of thing like if I grab it and pick it up, can I toss it back over that direction, back into the corner of the room? I mean, if I see him grabbing for it, I'll stop doing what I'm doing and we can both look at it. If I can get it over there.
It is a large strong box. Like, if this was dropped from above, it's a wonder it didn't jam in the shaft. Because it is a fairly large strong box.
Okay. Outlier, feel free to look at it with me.
Sure, I don't plan on looking at it. I plan on just thumbing my nose at Fatso here, picking up the box, shaking my proverbial ends at him, and carrying it off under his nose.
Okay, there is a good collection of gems here. Many nice gems. You espy a blue diamond that's worth a king's ransom, but also the silvery, the sort of bluish silvery coins that you're kind of standing in. There's hundreds of those, and they actually appear to be platinum.
Cool.
All right, we don't have much time. How do we get this out of here?
Oh, no, I plan on murdering this dude and taking all of it, but box first.
Right, but I can check that out while you murder him if you like.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to help me murder him, right?
Oh, I'll help. I'll help.
Okay.
Now guys, let me tell you about a webbed target. If you melee a webbed target, you can get caught in the web.
Oh, yeah, that's why I don't plan on meleeing him anytime soon.
Okay. All right.
Treasure first. Once the web wears off, we'll kill him.
Okay.
All right, so should I open this thing?
Yeah, sure. Let's drive this
All
guy
right.
crazy.
And it's tipped up and down like that. Do I need to tip it over onto its horizontally in order to open it?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, let me try to kick it over. I'd like to try to kick it over to where it's standing horizontally like it naturally would, and then search for traps.
Okay. If it's trapped, the fall ruined any traps. This
Right.
thing really bashed up. In fact, you can see like the broken remains of what were probably crystal vials or glass, very fine cut glass pieces in it were destroyed by the fall.
All right, so I can just open it up. It's not locked or anything like that, or otherwise fastened.
Yeah.
All right, I'll open it.
All right, so you pry the chest open, and glittering there in the dim light of your torches, and Darawesh he's not standing right over you, but he's standing behind you. You can hear him whistle appreciably. There are 16 gemstones. Like I said, there are a few shards of something glass-like in there. Could have been gems that got crushed. Could have been glass objects that got crushed. And then there are the coins scattered around. The gems, they go anywhere from very expensive-looking blue diamond all the way down to a couple of pieces of inexpensive lapis lazuli and a rhodochrosite and everything in between. There's a corundum that's deep, like a rich purple color. Almost looks like a confection. It's such a lovely deep purple color. Garnets, chalcedony, a sapphire, bits of quartz. Quite lovely all.
All right, well, we're going to have to dispatch this guy now or later. I like the idea of beating our way out with his treasure, but when we come back, he's just going to guard the thing again, and we're going to have to deal with him at that time.
Yeah, let's start plugging him full of arrows.
Yep.
Well, my arrows seem to have no effect.
What about silvered? Try those?
I have not tried those. But I think this is the guy. Maybe we need to hack into pieces. I don't even know about bludgeoning.
Shall
We could light him on fire.
I was just about to suggest that.
Ooh.
If
one
you're going to
sec.
attack him close, let's light him on fire, and then you can attack him close.
1 sec. Turgo, I'm going to pass
Yes.
you 2 vials of holy water. I'll take 2 vials, and let's try this first.
Throw him on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he is, so it's worth a shot.
DM, rolls to hit, I presume?
You're tossing the
Holy water.
holy water at him. Yeah, go ahead and roll it, and just don't try not to get it too far off.
17 on die.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Is it 2d6 for holy water?
Well, the vial hits him, and it just makes him wetter. It doesn't hit double or burn.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Obviously not the undead.
okay. There goes that hypothesis. Now, there goes 2 vials of holy water, but oh well.
Darwish, get prepared. Let's light him up and hack into pieces.
What in Sam is he?
Okay.
I'm going to pull both of my swords.
He's Theobald the Beggar Master. That's what he is.
Yeah, but like, if he ain't undead, he ain't a demon. Like,
Abner's holding a torch, wondering if he's curious enough to ask. Nah.
What are you?
Abner will apply torch to web and then back away.
Okay. Okay, roll 2d4, please. That is how much damage he takes.
He takes 7 points of damage.
Okay, he didn't like that. He screams and charges straight at you, Abner.
Goody. Abner is trying to retreat expeditiously.
Well, after you applied your torch and stepped back, that was your action, so
Yes.
he's going to do this thing.
Okay.
And you're in a nice compact area there.
But you have a pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
You do have a pseudo dragon. All right. Abner's armor class is what?
7.
7. Okay.
I knew ye will.
I had a good run.
It's okay. We don't have to.
You
bring
got
your
a
body
pseudo
back
dragon.
far.
Yeah.
You got hit points.
Yeah, I do. For now.
I think you have like as many as I do.
I have 26. I have 39 hit points with the Sword Dragon.
Okay, you have more than I do.
And you got me beat by 8.
Yeah, he has me beat by 7.
Yeah.
We
I'm
don't
just
feel bad for you
I'm
anymore.
just a beefy magic user.
Mage tank.
You're a full mage.
And so anyway, he grabs the pseudo dragon and twists its neck.
No, he grabs the magic user and twists his neck,
Yeah.
throttling you, and you take 12 points of damage from it.
Ow!
Actually, it's more like because he now freed from webs. Corpse form of Theobald has lifted you up off the floor and is shaking you. Use your magic on me, will you, alley cat? I'm taking you to hell.
Is he grappled?
Yeah, he's basically he's got his hands locked around Abner's throat.
Okay.
All right.
Well, poop.
Can I cut his arm off now?
You can attack him, sure.
Does AC 0 hit?
Yes, it will.
15 damage.
Okay, you chop open a big flap of corpse wax. It smells horrible.
All right, I'm gonna take the long sword and slash him across the back of the left leg, hamstring that guy, and then shove my dagger into his chest.
Make your attacks.
All right, so man, that's not very good. I hit AC 6 and AC 7.
Both of those hit.
Oh, okay, great.
He doesn't seem very dexterous.
The longsword does. He's large, right?
No, he's medium. He's person sized.
Okay. Yeah. So I do 10 points of damage with the longsword and 4 points of damage with the dagger.
Sadly, my dog has been left up top going, "What's going on, guys? Guys? Hello?"
So I'm sorry, how much damage did you do total?
A total of 14.
A total of 14. How much burning damage did you guys do to him?
7 points of fire damage on the webs.
Okay, yeah, you've chopped him pretty good there. He's in not so great shape. Anybody want to roll for Darwash and for Cork?
I'll roll for Cork. You want to roll for Darwash?
Yeah, I'll roll for Darwash.
Thank you for hanging out, Patty's Parlor. Be well.
That's a nat 20 for Cork. Do I need to do anything?
Just roll some damage. Oh wait, no, that's
Vorpal
right.
sword.
Vorpal sword. Cork has a Vorpal sword.
Oh, wow.
So let's see.
Brilliant.
I don't know how they work in this edition.
Just hope that you cut off the correct head. His head, not Abner's head.
That's valid. That's valid.
Attacking into melee. 2 medium creatures, 50% each.
50%. It's easy. What could go wrong?
Everything could go wrong with us.
Exactly.
At least we don't have to bring you back very far to resurrect you.
Yeah, we're already done.
Very short.
If you make your roll.
Yep.
That roll sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We paid all this money. Too bad you're still dead. We paid all this money.
Okay, the sword slices the creature's head off, and it lands in the water with a splash. It's not speaking, but its mouth is still moving, and it's causing water to pump out of its mouth. It's a little distressing looking, and it is still holding Abner and shaking his neck like a rag doll.
It didn't work.
With the remainder of the body.
Yes, with the remainder of the body. How much damage did that Vorpal sword attack do?
Sadly, it was 2, and you said it was +3, so
Yeah.
that's 5 plus whatever strength he has. 6, let's say.
Okay. So yeah, he cuts a pretty nasty rent in this thing, and it's still holding Abner. It's kind of leaning over with its arm, like groping for its head. And did Darwash attack?
Almost. Come on. All right, Darwash got an 11. As far as I know, he has a scimitar, and he's level 2. And I think that was a magic scimitar +1 or +2. So
Scimitar.
Yeah, I guess
+2.
it.
Yeah,
Alright.
so he probably hit AC 6.
Then he will hit it. Yes.
Scimitar 1d8 or was it 2d4 or
D8.
d8? All right, he rolled a 3 and +2. Without strength bonus would be 5.
All right. Okay, so you guys have hacked this thing up pretty bad, but its flesh is starting to knit back together as you are hacking it. It's still got one hand like sinking into Abner. Abner, you can feel your tongue swelling up and your lips are numb.
Yeah.
Your eyes have kind of rolled back, and you're going to take more damage in the next round.
Yep.
Your pseudo dragon is landing on it and stabbing it with its tail to no apparent effect. You guys gonna continue to fight it in the next round?
Of course.
All right, let's go ahead and roll initiative. And because this is probably kind of important to him, I'll ask Mark to roll for the party.
Will Abner have a chance to like stab it, even though it's not going to be very effective?
Yeah, I mean, it's got you. You're in close proximity to it.
6 on my initiative roll.
Nice.
Party will go first.
Awesome. And Abner rolls a 15.
That will hit.
Nice.
That will hit. Oh,
You
whopping
Down into
D4.
stump as it's like bringing the head over. It's very distressing because you're being held up off the floor, looking at you with its own head as you're stabbing it in the stump.
I did a whopping 3 points of just generic dagger damage.
Okay.
You said AC 6 hits?
Yes.
Okay. So good news, the paladin hits and I hit. The
Okay.
paladin does 11, I do 13.
Okay. You and the paladin both just weave a net of steel around and through this thing, and it falls in 3 largish pieces into the muck, dropping Abner before he can take even more damage. Unfortunately, Abner, your clothes are now completely sodden, but you can breathe. You know,
Wow.
your
I'll take what I can get.
hyoid process is no longer being bent in the wrong direction. You know, it's gone back from convex to concave like it should be, or concave to convex.
Do we have oil?
And it,
Well, I still haven't attacked. I wonder if I can. Can I like put away my weapons and draw a flask of oil, pour it on it, and light it?
not all in one round. You can put away your weapons and start to get your stuff ready. Ken Ross,
Is he? I'm sorry. Is he so down in the water that he won't burn, or does it look like I could pour oil on him and he might burn?
he's lying in the water.
I can start. I tell you what, Turgo. You get that ready, and I'll just drag his corpse over to the side.
Yeah, I'll get my stuff ready.
I can throw a dead body.
Okay. Yeah, this is awful. This is just the worst. This is like handling cold cooked fat. When you reach over to grab this guy, your fingers just kind of gush down in, and it's like,
And pieces are coming off.
oh yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
They're like scooting back towards it, which is distressing.
It's like making suet for the birds.
Kind of. So let's see. So yeah, you're getting your weapon out. Nothing comes, or your oil out rather. Nothing comes along to trouble you guys as you're doing this.
All right.
It plonks its head. Or no, it doesn't. It's in pieces. It's starting to knit back together. It doesn't start to talk yet.
All right, Turgo.
We ready?
Yep, douse it.
All right. So you've dragged him off. I'm going to douse him, and then either I or Outlier can light him, depending on who has the time.
Wizard.
Okay.
Useless wizard.
Burning hands, shocking grasp, something. Don't
Torch.
you have any cantrips?
I've got a torch.
Throw a match
Yeah,
at
yeah.
him.
I cast Tinderbox.
Yeah.
All right. So roll. Let's see. You don't need to roll to hit, obviously.
Soccer kick his head over here too while you're at it.
So that's going to be 2d6 damage, because that is a direct hit, effectively.
Turgo, you go for it.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't want
let's
to be
see
blamed
what
when
we
you roll
get.
2,
No, I'm going to do better than that. I got a good feeling about this drop.
3.
Except one of them fell. 10.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, it's burning. Oily smoke is filling the chamber. Yeah, it's still like it's put its head back on, and parts of it are still trying to crawl together. Go ahead. Let's see, that is.
Somebody smash that head.
Absolutely.
I want to see it come apart.
All right. Yeah, you smash the thing's head, and it's like trying to knit back together. I'm guessing you guys are using fire until it stops, right?
Unless that doesn't work, and then we can pull out a flask of acid.
The fire appears to be slowly consuming it.
With an unfortunate smell, I'd imagine.
With an unfortunate smell, and it does take a couple of rounds to completely dispose of it, but you now have, after that time, you have completely burned it away. There is only sticky, tarry bones left lying in a heap before you.
All right, great.
So it's a kind of undead that's immune to holy water.
Actually, this is kind of in Outlier's wheelhouse. You've heard of cursed undead that come back of their own volition to avenge some wrong against them when they were living creatures, called revenants.
Yeah, the revenant.
Nice.
That may be what you fought.
Revenants
Fortunately,
are
it's not
immune
the Revenant from Doom. It didn't stand there firing homing missiles at you guys.
Revenants are immune to holy water.
Yeah. Revenant's a pretty slick monster to beat. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's neat. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can play with him if you want, but I'm gone.
We'll get as many coins as we can collect into sacks and back into that.
We got,
Yeah,
we got jewels and gems.
Yeah.
Let's
We got
scrape
lots
the
of
bottom.
fun.
Scrape the bottom.
Okay, so you pick up a total of 430 platinum pieces.
Nice.
Oof.
So yeah, if this thing smashed into the Revenant, or when it was alive, yes, Ken Robeson, who was the mysterious alley cat? We may never find out. Yeah, if this thing
We will.
into Theobald when he was alive and either climbing down the stairs or at the bottom of them, 43 pounds plus the chest, which probably weighed 10 pounds, maybe 20 by itself, it would have killed him deader than dead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
So we don't find anything else rooting around in the muck?
No.
Right.
A few normal maggots and some blind sewer fish.
Cool.
Right.
Let's
And
cast.
a whole bunch of jewelries and gems.
Cool. Let's go back. Have the paladin cast remove disease on Abner because that's inevitable. And what's up?
Unnecessary. I have this
Unnecessary.
amulet which protects me.
Ooh. Okay.
The parry apt.
Cast remove disease on Turgo then, please. And
Well, I wasn't hit.
well, no, but you were standing knee deep in a sewer.
That's true.
And you were
Yeah.
standing waist deep in one, so
Yeah. I have to roll above a 5 to save against like things like that, so I'm okay.
Don't
I have a
jinx it.
75% chance of being fine.
Okay, so none of you feel particularly ill when you climb back up, and if anything, you feel better than you did down there in the freezing cold muck of the sewer cistern.
Let's leave by that back door in the alley and get out of here.
Yeah, there's more to explore, however.
Yeah, but we should deal with this stuff first.
Yes, and stay quiet while we do so.
Yes.
Sure.
Just more treasure that we discovered in the Castle Greyhawk.
We sure we don't want to go back out through the non-smelly front door?
Oh, in case we're being watched?
Well, the reason I say that is because A, it's not smelly, B, it's not smelly, C, we can explore everything else on the way out, and D, I don't have to wade chest deep through garbage.
Whatever.
You're picky for a dwarf.
Yeah. Hey, let me put it this way. That garbage is only waist deep on you.
Actually, Abner looks out the back door. It's smelly out here. Is it because there's garbage all over the place? What's...
Yeah, what is so bad?
It's just people dumping out Knight's oil pots and that sort of thing.
I thought dwarves would eat things that made a billy goat puke. I see that I was wrong.
No, I have some self-respect.
Well, could have fooled me.
However we go is fine by Abner.
You've met the one thing that'll make Abner cringe.
Same.
To make me cringe.
Then we'll go all the way up, and then all the way back down.
Yep. Is there
Sounds
anything
good.
else we can explore on the way down? Any other rooms?
No, you guys have searched everything of note here. I mean, it's not like there were, computer terminal with records, nothing like that of note here.
But there were exits from that area in which we just saw, right? 4 of them.
Yes.
But yeah, in case we're being watched, let's leave that for now.
Yeah. To the victors go the spoils. Let's have a good time, boys.
Yeah. Let's get out of here, and I'll be able to get into clean clothes. I'll need to wash for a week.
So
Yeah, we're climbing out. I suppose I'll go first. The Outlier should probably go last, huh? Because he's going to be dragging that big, strong box.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the weight of the dwarf plus the strong box falling on somebody underneath him, right?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I'm probably lightest, so I'll go up first, I guess, if that's okay with everyone.
Yep. Abner's right behind you because he wants to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
All
right.
Let's work our way. Besides, I have to go get my dog back. So.
I should point something out about the strongbox. It is ruined.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is effectively destroyed.
But we need sacks.
I have 2 sacks.
I got a large belt pouch and a large sack.
Yep. Abner does not carry any sacks on him. That's what his bodyguards do, but his bodyguards aren't with him. But do Darawish and Cork have...
You've got that big hat. How much will fit in there?
Abner lifts
More
up all
than
these
will fit
coins
in his
fall out.
skull.
It's only 450 coins plus some gems. It's not bad. It'll all fit.
Yeah, Darwish probably has a sack too, right? If he doesn't, he's going to start carrying one.
A couple of sacks.
Cool.
All right. So,
Okay.
make our way out. Let's go have a bath, rest a day, sell those gems, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suggest we come back at night.
Well, what else is around? Well, okay, the cistern down below.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we really want to go explore that? We got the easy loot. Let's go back to Greyhawk.
Well, you're in the city of Greyhawk.
No, the other Greyhawk.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's 4 exits out of there, and who knows what it leads to.
An endless maze of sewers.
Nah, perhaps, but we don't know that. Perhaps
I'm
it leads to a nobleman's house that I might bribe for secret favors in the future.
I'm willing to do some exploring down there, but I want to know from you, Turgo, where the boundary lines of the different guilds are, so we don't just walk into someone's territory.
Indeed. I think that I have enough familiarity at this time where I'll be able to recognize where I'm not welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Castle Greyhawk does, in some ways, smell better. So
It does.
I'll
It
agree
does.
with Outlier on that.
Okay.
I just find it a bit odd that the primary treasure of this place would be at the entrance.
That's true. It is his last treasure. I wonder, though, if we were to dig in that pit some more, if we'll find a lot of bones, because we can't be the only ones to have tried to look into the sewers underneath his house.
Right.
Well, that's why I wanted to trawl literally like the pit before we left, but that's okay.
But let's go get cleaned up. I will buy myself a proper suit for mucking around in a sewer. Still fashionable, but much less glitzy.
And perhaps we should hide this treasure. I did loosen a floorboard in my room. Perhaps we could put it in there before we attract attention to ourselves.
Well, let's just go sell the gems and liquidate it, my dude.
Well, what if there are identifying marks that let other people know where we got it from?
Well, they can't get it because we've gotten it. So
Yes, but they could show up and prevent us from getting any more, and they could make our lives particularly difficult.
What's your suggestion, Turgo?
I think we hide this and stash it, get our rest, get cleaned up, go back down and get the rest of what we can get, come back and deal with it afterward. Or we can fence it. But let me tell you, word gets around.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is left down there in that sewer, though. I mean, if that was we were told that was his escape tunnel, right? He was trying to.
That's the story.
And he may have been trying to get out and brought everything of value with him. We just don't know. But it won't take much to find out.
Yeah.
But
right.
if we take these gems and jewelry and we fence them, we know nothing about the history of them, and perhaps it will set off some red flags and allow the Thieves Guild to become involved, Assassins Guild to become involved, and then we'll show up and we'll be forbidden from entry. Trust me.
All right, Turgo. This buys you 24 hours. How about that?
I think we need 12, depending on how long it takes Abner to find a new robe.
One trip.
One trip.
Into
I
the
agree.
sewers.
Okay.
If you give me that, I'm happy.
Sir Outlier, I don't ask this of you very often, but could you heal me?
Absolutely. 5 hit points back from a cure light wounds. And if you wait till tomorrow, I can do more. I don't bring much in the way of that. Like, I usually bring, like, speak with animals, that kind of thing, when I'm in town.
That sounds good. I don't want to use the healing potion yet. That would be in case of emergency. But I'm feeling better now.
Good.
I'll need some
Speak
more
to me
healing
in 4 hours, I'll give you more.
Sounds good. So we're leaving here back to our rooms.
Yeah.
We're going to squirrel away this treasure. Sorry, yes? Bill?
As you are leaving the quarter where the Beggars Guild was once there, it's a very dingy, run down, like I said, Camden, New Jersey-esque place. This is not a module, Ken. This is at least not yet. This is all of my own making. Lying. Well, first you see the blood. There is an obvious drag of blood to the doorway of what is presumably an unoccupied building, and there is a forlorn-looking figure that has been bundled there in the door. Dingy clothing, like, a very low-end commoner would be wearing. One naked foot.
Clara?
Yeah.
It is Clara. When you get closer, she has a very sad and pained expression on her face. Her eyes are open. Her mouth is slightly open. Her throat has been cut. And it also looks like her garments have been ripped. Every pocket has been turned inside out. And she has been thoroughly searched. very undignified at this point.
Looking more closely without getting too close, does this seem to be like modus operandi of the Thieves Guild around here from what I might know? Like Sicilian necktie, hey,
Generally speaking, thieves are not so brutal. They'll pickpocket, follow people home, and cosh them. I mean, you effectively work for the Thieves Guild in this city. At the very least, the obeisance to them, and the rule is blatant things like this are simply not done. It's more like the work of brigands,
fair enough,
or bandits.
Because even the Assassin's Guild wouldn't be quite that bold.
Yeah,
no, that just cut the throat and dispose of the body.
Wine. She would simply not wake up after her third sip.
All right, so she's or whatever representation of her is in a doorway. Was that what it was?
Yeah. She was attacked in the street and dragged to the door, you think, and finished off there, if not deceased by the time she got there.
Well,
and laying on the ground.
Kind of made to sit up, like from a great distance. You might think that it was a drunkard sitting there or someone sleeping there.
Yeah, and it's a closed door. It's just like some door to another building.
The door is closed, and there's a crossed planks nailed over it. So
right.
Well,
and the streets here in this quarter are otherwise almost completely empty. Like, you don't see anyone in a couple of blocks in either direction.
This is classic intimidation. Or perhaps Clara told us or told somebody else something that she shouldn't have. It's pretty common, and it's unfortunate. I feel bad for her.
Yep.
Well, gents, quick question. We can find out.
Explain.
Speak with Dead. Tomorrow, we can find out.
That seems unseemly.
Well, the way I see it, we have a couple of options. I am picking up her body one way or another. We can either A, save it until tomorrow, where I can dress her up, set her up ready for a funeral, yada yada yada, cast Speak with Dead before we have her buried. B, we can just go and have her buried. Or C, we can resurrect her and talk to her that way.
First off, you're going to take her. Sure. Where are you going to put her in the meantime?
Nowhere near me, I hope.
Cork,
back to the Green Dragon.
Cork says she should be given a decent burial, or we could try and bring her back from the Veil. But the notion of making her speak and trapping her spirit is unseemly to me.
Agreed. I agree.
Cork.
It is not seemly to me either.
With all due respect, and I have much respect for you, I must tell you, kind and noble sir, when we want your opinion, we shall ask for it.
He crosses his arms and sort of leans back on his boot heel and says, as a member of this adventuring company, I'll give my opinion whether you ask for it or not, thief.
Fair point. I was just testing you.
I agree that we should take her body and give it a reasonable burial.
Fair enough.
Where is the nearest? Where is your temple, Outlier?
I can go take her there. That's not a problem. So y'all take take the stuff. I'll schlep my way over. I still think talking to her would be a good idea, but oh well.
Can't Cork deal with this? Let's send Cork off. I mean, assuming he doesn't take affront to the concept of sending him off, which is not what I mean. I mean, Cork, surely your paladinhood and kind nature and piety to your god would cause you to be happy with such a task. And perhaps we can hide the treasure and we can go back down, see what's going on quickly, and come back.
No.
I can take her and have her buried, or I can take her to the church and have her raised. We have a king's ransom here.
Well, what I'm going
Raised?
to do regardless, the church still owes me a favor or 3. So I'm not going back in that sewer today. I'm taking her body over and I'm going to use one of my 2 raised deads and I'll bring her back.
So you're going to bring her back?
Yes.
To get tortured and killed again?
No,
seems reasonable.
I'm going to bring her back because y'all won't let me animate her body for 2 minutes and then give her a peaceful, respectful burial.
I don't care what you animate.
I think your solution is good. If I may be so bold to say, I think your solution is good. We may then, if she's willing, we can take her on and make sure she's kept safe. She can help us out in our camp.
Yeah, Cork doesn't like that plan, however.
I thought he was in favor of her being raised.
Yes, if she can be brought back from beyond the veil.
If you bring her back from beyond the grave and speak to her, then that's obviously fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a animate dead thing. Anyway,
No, it's literally just the spell Speak with Dead. All I have to do is speak to him for like 2 minutes and ask a simple question, and that's it. But
yeah, I thought that's what he took affront to.
He did. So I will use one of my 2 gifts from the church, which are my 2 raised deads for my own life insurance.
Yep.
Fair enough.
All right. Nothing untoward happens when you take her to the church. She is placed in the appropriate vestments for the ritual. The paladin says, "Your god and mine differ, but if I may be allowed to pray also for this poor woman."
Absolutely.
All right. Do you want to roll her system shock, or do you want the dungeon master to roll her system?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Grab the percentiles for just such an emergency.
Man, you should have buried that old crone.
She's probably dead, but once again,
bury it, burn it, whatever. Let's go get our treasure. Come on.
With your measure of paranoia about these things, like
I don't have any paranoia. I got treasure.
Well, you think
whatever
we
gluttony.
Down the moment we sell this, we may as well at least make sure she wasn't just murdered on purpose. Then.
Well, I think she was probably murdered on purpose, to be honest
it wasn't
with
accidental.
That's how murder works, actually. It's funny.
I don't know, man.
Whoops, murder.
Hey, watch. She's going to raise, and then she's going to get murdered again.
This dialogue is starting to sound... if you guys are familiar with the podcast Small Town Murder, it's starting to skate in that direction.
It reminds me of Temple of Elemental Evil. Remember that there was like the hobgoblin torturer, and he kept a potion of healing, and he'd torture somebody until they were basically dead, and then he'd pour it down their mouth and torture them again.
I mean, now look, if this was a random act of violence, right? Yes, there's a chance she runs into another random act of violence. But if this was as intentional as you fear, we'll know.
Yeah, it's good for us to find out.
The spell is cast on her. She returns to life. She is very frail. She's weeping, holding her throat very gingerly, and looking around. And the first thing she says is, "I dreamt of flowers. Flowers in my mother's garden. what happened to me. There was, there were men. They had knives. They wanted my money.
I will sit next to her, kindly explain what we have done in exchange for her help. I had promised her payment after the information was given. And we have, at least as far as I'm concerned, I have provided that payment. I have done the other half of what I owe.
Okay. You first of all, she weeps like uncontrollably, like is shaking when she realizes that she has been literally brought back from the dead.
Yep.
That is not something she didn't even realize that was possible.
Yep.
She when she starts crying, the gaze that she fixes on you is one of absolute adoration, like beatific adoration and awe. You now basically have a dramatically, as in over 100% base loyalty. Let's see what's old Claire good at other than begging.
Turns out she's the Grandmaster of Flowers of the local area.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a joke for you guys. A joke for you guys and for the audience. What's Bruce Lee's favorite drink?
What?
Oh, dang it! You've heard that one. That's right. You have a fanatically loyal tailor.
Ooh.
She is a seamstress. It's what she did before. Mending people's clothes paid a lot less than hitting up drunk adventurers for a little bit of coin. But
All right.
yeah,
Right.
I will. She essentially says, "I will go. I will do anything you ask of me. Anything."
Clara,
Yes.
I'm going to push 9 platinum coins in your hand. Actually, well, because I only ever really carry, I carry some gold, but mostly platinum. I'm going to fold them into her hand, and I'm going to tell her, get some clean clothes, be at our lodging. We'll have a room for you. You're staying with us for a little while.
Yes, my lord.
If you have any affairs in the city that you need to deal with, by all means, any family members, loved ones, etc. But for your own safety, currently, it is best you just hang around us. We're not kidnapping you, you're not traveling with us, none of that. But you were just violently murdered for some of the information and wealth that you have. Or, well, they thought you had. So let's, keep you safe for a little while, shall we?
She says, after you give her the coins, she says quietly, "I just need to get myself cleaned up. No one loves me, my lord."
Okay, then that's fine. Outlier will do. And if you want to do me any favors, talk to Abner. I'm sure he has a shiny pink sequined onesie that he wants you to make for him.
Already got plans in motion.
And otherwise, I'll probably just carry the old lady out, frankly, because she's not fit to walk yet.
Yeah, no, she's not. She has 1 hit point.
Yeah, I will spend the
Many to begin with, but you know.
Yeah, I'll spend the rest of my afternoon carting her around.
Okay. Yeah, and you also kind of realize, like, after when they cleaned her up, they just bring her in, toss her on the altar, and hit her with the AED there, just clear, pop. Okay, get out of here. Yeah, she's not. She's no spring chicken, but she's not like a bunch of that was clay and soot rubbed in the right places to make her look older and more pathetic. So
Good.
She goes from crone to middle aged pretty quickly.
My only experience with Raised Dead is what Abner did. So as far as I'm concerned, apparently Raised Dead makes you completely incapable of anything, including feeding yourself.
Okay. Well, she blushes at all the attention that you ply on her, and if you leave her to her devices, when she rejoins you, she is in nice but very practical and durable clothes, and has a rather extensive sewing kit with her. She has a carpet bag on one arm and a Gladstone bag on the other that you suspect are probably filled with sewing materials. And she has not been in the quarters where she would get robbed for it either.
Abner, Clara, Abner. You're welcome.
Oh, more importantly,
Please.
Clara Stewart, Clara. Stewart's my valet.
She curtsies to your valet. Wait, is your valet steward, or is steward a never mind. Okay, so she will set about to sewing just about anything you need. You have effectively given her the equivalent of several years' pay. If it was, even if it was just like, you're hired, here's 9 platinum pieces at 30 silver a month, that's 1.5 gold. And you gave her 9, and it's 10. Is it 10 platinum per gold? Oh, okay, 5 platinum per gold. So 5.
Sorry,
Yeah, you basically get you get
to clarify, I gave her 90 gold, whatever that is.
90.
Okay.
90 gold.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
All right. So, yeah, congratulations. You have, like I said, you have a tailor permanently attached to your group. And that is where we will leave it, folks. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you audience for being here and watching. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. We will rejoin the Intrepid group in the city of Greyhawk next week, and who knows what information they might find out. Who murdered Clara? Was it a random act of violence, or was it something else? What else lies beneath the abandoned beggar master's quarters? More treasure, or just the filth and disgustingness of the sewer? And until then, guys, y'all have an absolutely wonderful time. I thank you all for being here. Again, if you're just cruising by, please click that subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and I will see you all next time on the show. We will be back tomorrow night with just some more fun. We're just going to have fun. Whatever we do, we're going to have fun. Coming up real soon, probably starting next week, is going to be the Lost City, the great basic D&D module. The Lost City will be next week, and I will see you all then. So I love you all. Thank you for being here, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.